Welcome to JerAwards. Today we're going to do our Supernatural Season 14 recap. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links will be in the description box down below for the Patreon, the streams, everything in between. 307 episodes of Supernatural are available on Patreon and also on YouTube. And if you've never watched one of these, I'm just going to do a quick recap of the season. This one may be the worst, not worst season, but probably one of the worst recaps. And then we'll get into the JerAwards. And we'll talk about our favorite moments from the season, our nominees, this, that, and the other. We'll even talk about when season 15 is going to be. We'll even talk about future shows, things of that nature. And we'll just hop right into it. So season 14 is rough. And let me just start by saying, if you're one of these people that commented before the season started and said that season 14 was your favorite, I'm not knocking you. We all like what we like. I just think this is one of the worst seasons I've watched of Supernatural. With that being said, there's a lot of good individual things that happen, but the overall story is it just feels weird. There's so many things that's been set up in other seasons and in other parts of the show that felt like it could still happen in season 15 that should have taken place here, and it just didn't. It just hasn't. It feels weird this season. Season's really all about Jack. It's about Jack. It's honestly about Nick and about Lucifer, and it's about the absence of God towards the back end of it. But I mean, it's mainly just about Jack. It starts off leading us into thinking it's about Michael, because at the end of season 13, Dean is possessed by Michael. We're going through this whole story again. He's quickly not possessed by Michael. It gets into regular things. There's a scar. They bring back Otherworld Kaya and her blade, which is the only thing that can take down Michael. Dean's whole fate has changed, where the only thing that can stop Michael is from him getting into a Malik box, according to Billy and her Reaper journals. And it just... Michael removes the weakness from vampires and werewolves and jinns and everything else to where they're no longer weak to garlic and silver and things of that nature, and he's building an army. Well, lo and behold, none of that really matters. Jack, who loses his powers, gets some essence back, but now every time that he uses his powers, he loses parts of his soul to the point to where he has no soul. He drains all of it to kill Michael, and I guess maybe that also stopped all the other people, the werewolves and vampires and stuff. I don't know. What happened to his army? Maybe there was a sentence in passing that I may have misheard or didn't listen to or something, and it's just gone. But we do get 2 really good episodes throughout this entire season that are just, I think, peak. There's a lot of other really good episodes in there that were just entertaining. But I mean, Jack uses this stuff and burns off his soul. Now Jack has no soul, but he has all this power. He takes the essence of Otherworld, Michael, Archangel abilities. Lucifer tries to come back through the manipulation of Nick. Jack shuts that down. Jack ends up murdering Mary. They make the decision to put down Jack, but when it comes time to do it, Dean can't do it. God comes back and says, this is the end of your story. It turns out God just manipulating them. God set up as the final boss. That's season 14 in a nutshell. I think Michael's probably one of the least interesting villains that we've ever had in any of these seasons. Every time Dean was playing as Michael, granted, Jensen did a great job, but I just didn't care. I've never watched a villain and just not cared. It felt weird. Like I didn't feel a threat. Nothing felt, I don't know. I just didn't give a shit. Even the last episode, which has a 9.3 rating on IMDb, I just didn't care. It just didn't feel important. It didn't feel like any of the other seasons have felt. And that doesn't take away from you if you love season 14. That's just my personal opinions on it. It just felt weird, and maybe that's on me, but no, I just as much as I like Jack, as much as I like all these characters, I like Chuck as God, as much as I enjoy Rowena, it just felt lackluster. But that was season 14 in a nutshell. Michael made this army. The army didn't matter. Bobby was here for no reason. Charlie made an appearance once. There was a fly monster. John came back for a second. Sam lost his army. All those hunters died. Jack kills Michael. Jack's not a bad guy. He just is innocent with too much power. Instead of just slitting his throat and taking his grace from him again, they just choose to try to kill him. But it was all God's plan. So, that's season 14. With that being season 14, we can get into season 14 JerAwards. There's no excitement, and I'm sorry I have no excitement for it. It's just like season 6 and 7. I just didn't give a shit. The JerAwards. We'll start with favorite episode. We only have a handful of nominees. We'll start here. Your nominees for favorite episode of season 14 of Supernatural is episode 3, The Scar, 4, Mint Condition, 6, Optimism, 7, Unhuman Nature. Thought we were cooking there for a minute, right? 12, Profit and Loss, 13, Lebanon, 15, Peace of Mind. 7 episodes was your nominees. Your runner-up is episode 4, Mint Condition. Was a great, phenomenal side episode of Supernatural that they could put that in any season, and it would have been peak. Favorite episode by a landslide was season 14, episode 13, Lebanon, which features the return of John Winchester. Very emotional episode, very heavy. Really has nothing to do with the season, but it was just fucking great. You remove that episode from this season. You remove Mint Condition. I don't think that it changes my ranking of this season. I still don't think it's worse than season 6 and 7, but it definitely is a detriment for the season not to have those 2 episodes. So favorite episode was Lebanon. Favorite scene, we got a bunch of nominees here from 4-2, Jack meeting his grandparents, Nick snapping at Artie, from 14-4, Dean pressing the Hatchet Man's button, Dean talking about All Saints Day with Dirk, from 14-16, Jack telling Dean to tell him everything about sex, which he never does, by the way. Dean and Jack acting like they were in a romance novel. From 14-7, Jack driving. 14-11, Dean and Donna eating burgers together. From 14-12, Sam telling Dean not to give up. From 14-13, Ethan running out of the house after seeing a ghost. John talking to Sam. John talking to Dean, John hugging his boys, just to accumulate all the John Winchester scenes. And then from 14-18, Dean driving with Mary, sleeping on his arm in the flashback. I do think 14-20 had a cool moment with Cass kind of willing to take a bullet for Jack, even though I really didn't care. I enjoyed the office scene of everybody losing their shit, not telling lies. But the favorite scene of all this was all of John Winchester scenes, because it stole the show. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a masterclass at what he does, and it made me really feel for these boys to get his father back. And maybe it's more sentimental because of things I went through in life, but just them boys getting that opportunity with their dad was, I think, the real first time that I felt like I was going to sob on this show. And there's been plenty of other reactions where I have cried immensely, but that really felt like it was going to get the emotions out of me. So that's what gets the award. But as you see, there's a lot of great scenes in this season. Just not great episodes and not great overall storytelling. Most heartbreaking scene from 14-3, Dean telling Sam about being possessed by Michael. 14-7, Jack telling Dean the meaning of life. Nick begging for Lucifer back. From 14-8, the boys drinking after Jack's death. 14-9, Garth transforming into a werewolf. 14-11, Dean hugging Sam. 14-12, Nick thinking/wanting his wife to be Lucifer. From 14-13, Mary knowing John had to leave. 14-17, Dean counting with Sam. And from 14-18, Sam and Dean seeing their mother's body. The most heartbreaking moment for me was Mary knowing that John had to leave because they just got that connection back, and those two are the true love story that created Sam and Dean in the first place. And it was just kind of heartbreaking to see right there. Nick thinking his wife was Lucifer is also right there, because that just shows how much he was manipulated and how much Lucifer had a grip on him. Terrible. Just sadness. Funniest scene, one thing about the season, it was funny, from 14-3, it's Mark Gross stuff. From 14-4, Dean grabbing the flash cup. Sam knowing what Merle meant. 14-4, Sam and Dean hiding in their car together. The comment section said, Should have let Panthro finish you off. Your life is meaningless anyways. For 14.6, your hand is wet. For 14.10, Michael smiling while beating up Sam, Dean, and Jack inside of Dean's brain. For 14.14, Jack getting his temperature taken. 14.15, my prostate is shaped like a papaya. And also, God has a beard. There was some other funny stuff thrown in on those back-end episodes, but Donatello saying his prostate was shaped like a papaya. I wanted to laugh the rest of that episode with that fucking visual, because you could see that almost probably wasn't scripted because of the way that Jensen reacted as Dean. Just come on, bro. That's the funniest scene for me. Favorite kiss. There's only one. Nobody would top it anyways. And that's John kissing Mary again for the first time after all this time. It was on site from season 14, episode 13. Hashtag kissy kissy smoochy smoochy. We love the Winchesters. Favorite kill from 14.3, Kaya stabbing the vampire through the back of the head mouth. 14.9, Sam beheading Brett. 14.14, Jack cutting off the Gorgon's head. 14.20, God killing Jack. But my favorite scene, or favorite kill, was from 14.17, and that was the violentness of Jack killing Nick, because that brother did not hold back for even a split second. Favorite quote from 14.4, time to slice and dice, from Hatchet Man. But my favorite quote of the whole season, there were some good quotes as well, I didn't put them all down, was from 14.10, and that was Sam to Dean saying the word Poughkeepsie to break him out of what was going on. It's not used often, but it is something that's just a callback for the fans, and it was a beautiful moment. I don't know if it was as good as Crowley saying Poughkeepsie, but Sam saying it to Dean, pretty good. Winner for both favorite case and favorite monster was Hatchet Man, because it was great. That was just a really fun, phenomenal episode. It was Hatchet Man. Come on, dude. Favorite ship. Your nominees with the winner at the end. Dean and Baby, again, him in his car. Sam and Sam, the Sam that worked at the store. Charlie and Kara, the background information we got. Jack and Harper. But the winner for favorite ship, even though it was just one episode, was John and Mary. Argue with your mother. Favorite friendship. Sam and Dean. Cass and the boys. Mary and the boys. Rowena and Sam. Dean and Dirk. Rowena and Sam's not a nominee. Mary and the boys, Dean and Dirk, Sam and Sam. Favorite friendship for the 9th time in this season and for the 4th straight season is Sam and Dean. You're welcome. Least favorite character was Michael. I don't even have to explain it. He was boring. Most underrated character, we have one nominee. I thought about going in a couple different directions, but I just put one person down. It is only the second person that's ever won back-to-back on this in seasons, and that is actually going to belong to Rowena. Rowena's done a bunch of stuff behind the scenes that has helped everybody out, and she had a good on-screen moment. And I just think Rowena overall, again, for back-to-backs, or no, I think she last won it a couple seasons ago. Last season was Catch, I think. Rowena, most underrated. Favorite character, your nominees: Sam, Dean, Cass, Jack, Jody, and Nick. Your winner in this for favorite character of the entire season was Nick. I think Jack had some good layers to him, but I think overall Nick / Lucifer, because it's still, he had those tendencies, was the most captivating story of this entire thing. I think if you would have led to some direction, maybe even Lucifer took over Jack or something happening with him just being the ultimate manipulator, would have been more entertaining than what happened. But Nick was captivating when he was on screen. His story was the most interesting thing that they was telling. So that is your winner for favorite character of season 14. For our season names, I think for season 15, I'm going to put them up all on screen. Our season names in order of season and not by ranking anymore since we're in the back end of the show. Season 1 was entitled 2.5 Men. Season 2, Deal or No Deal, TikTok, Touched by an Angel, Apocalypse Now, A Scrambled Mess, Steaming Pile of Ooze, I Write Sins Not Tragedies, The Metaverse, Oh Hi Mark, Yin and Yang, The British Are Coming. Last season was entitled There and Back Again, and season 14 is entitled, I thought about making it God's Plan, the Drake things. It was all God's, his whole gimmick. But season 14, I dubbed a couple episodes ago as The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And the reason it's entitled The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and not something like, Jack of all trades, Jack in the Box, whatever, is because Lucifer and Nick played those boys the entire season like a fiddle up until episode 18 when it became more focused on Jack. I enjoyed the Lucifer side of it way more, so Devil Went Down to Georgia is our official title for season 14. For our finale names, season 1 was The Exorcist / We Don't Trade Lives Captain. Season 2, A Deal with the Devil, Time's Up, Double Agent, Down the Rabbit Hole / Goodbye for Now for season 5. Out with the Old, In with the New, Alone, and They All Fall Down. Born Again, Lock and Key, I'm Sorry, I Can't Be Perfect, My Sacrifice, Touched by an Angel, and then for season 14, was Touched by an Angel something else that we had? Did I not change that? I did. Season 4's name was Touched by an Angel. Season 13 finale was Touched by an Angel. I think we may just keep that. I don't know at this point. I could change it. But season 14, we just went with the song title for the end of it, which was God Was Never on Your Side by Motorhead. I'm not going to tell you the rankings. I'll just tell you that it's better than season 6 and 7. It's not better than season 13. So there's where season 14 ranks, but in the grand scheme of things, where is that? Who knows? Real quick, we're just going to talk about the D20 numbers for our Patreon peeps. They'll also get this information at the beginning of episode 1. Feel free to skip ahead with the timestamps in the play bar. But your most rolled number was episode, motherfucker. Most rolled number was the numbers 13 and 17. Both rolled 4 times. Highest rolled number was 23 times. Lowest was 1 3 times. Double digits beat single digits 19 to 16. Odds beat evens 21 to 14 or 60 to 40%. Back-to-back rolls took place in episodes 12 and 13 with the number 13, and is also 17 and 18 with the number 20. Numbers matching the episode was 1 time with episode 13. Numbers not rolled was 4, 12, 15, and 19. And the numbers rolled in the finale was 1, 1, 5, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 16, 17, and 18 for a grand total of 131. Which leads us to our in memoriam, in loving memory to the following people from season 14. Demons, Kip, All of the Failed Experiments, Lydia, Artie, Vampires, Jordan, David Yeager / Hatchet Man, Winston, Miles, Vance, Muska, Padre, Frank Kellogg, Zuriel, Random Party Goer, Brett, Melanie, Alternate Michael, Bar Vampires, Tiger, Other Monsters and Humans in the Bunker, Demons Nick Killed, Burger Dean, the burger that Dean killed, Abaraxes, whatever his dumbass name was, First Victim of Tony, Alan, Tony Alvarez, Shop Owner, John Wayne Gacy's Ghost, Zachariah, Gorgon's Victims, Noah, All the Bunker Peeps, Maggie, Conrad Martin, Justin Smith, Jack Snake, Barbara, Fitz, Henry, and the Tree Monster Thing, Demons that Attack Dean, Nick, Mary Winchester, and Jack Klein, even though I know he's coming back. Rest in peace to those peeps. Season 14 was the cluster muck of a season, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I hope season 15 is better, even though from what I've read from you all for all this time, it's not. But I'll make my own opinion on it. Maybe I love season 15. Maybe I hate it. I think the big conversing point is going to be the finale. How does the show wrap up? And that's what I'm interested to see. We have 20 episodes left. Again, 307 episodes are on Patreon and on YouTube. All 20 episodes of season 15 obviously will be here on YouTube and on Patreon. We have 4 weeks left. The poll for the next show will come up somewhere around the first week of season 15. Maybe we may wait to the second week of season 15 just to give it some time to breathe, and that way it's not a whole month-long thing. But then again, it's just you all voting. I'll send reminders and post on YouTube in video form and in post form and on Discord and on Twitter and on Instagram and all the social medias, and we'll start voting for the next one. There will be plenty of time between the end of Supernatural and the beginning of our first episode to do the trailers, the recaps, the bloopers, the rankings of characters, the rankings of the finale images, this, that, and the other, and a full-blown discussion. And while I dislike season 14, I still really enjoy this show. And we'll leave it there. Feel free to let me know your own JerAwards down below, your own thoughts and opinions on season 14. And once season 15 is once I'm finished watching season 15, obviously I watch it before it's posted, clearly, I'll go through and read some comments. I'm just doing it right now to avoid spoilers with such a long show. Hopefully in future shows I can be more active in the comment section. I've just been warned numerous times people like to post comments or spoilers. Whether it be intentional or not intentional, I still don't want to know anything. So for now, I will head out. I will see you Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Season 15, Episode 1, Back into the Future. But for now, links and everything will be in the description box down below. Playlist will be up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated, and I will catch you on the next one.